fellow human beings. It is your host, Caden, aka Illegally Genius. Welcome, welcome to the podcast, the WTF podcast to be exact, where we talk about what in the world is going on. Thank you for taking your time out of the day to listen to my podcast. This is my first podcast, so bear with me. I am here with my co-host, Geronimo, aka Momo. He is my cat. I don't know where he's at the moment, but he could jump up on my desk and pause the recording at any moment in time, so I have to watch out for him. He's a little menace. So yeah. I'm gonna say it again. This is my first pod. Fucking obviously terrible. I don't even know if I'm good or not yet, but I have some notes and stuff written down so that way we're not just fucking talking, you know? We can stay focused, stay focused. That's the main goal here. I also want to apologize. I came home from a 12-hour shift around 3 hours ago, so I am exhausted and I am sorry for the lack of enthusiasm, but we got to get this out. It's been a little too long. I've been procrastinating like a fucking Gen Xer, and we got to get this thing out. So it is 9:11 a.m. Yes, and it is October 6th, 2023. Like I said before, I am fucking exhausted, but it is all good. We just got to get like a 20-30 minute little pod in, little first pod, nothing too crazy, so let's just get right into it, I guess. I am Caden Rodriguez. If you know me, cool. If you don't, well, hello. I was born and raised in Boise, Idaho. I know a lot of people probably have no idea where that's at. I mean, even people in America don't know what Idaho is. It's pretty baffling, but it's all good, I like this state. I was born and raised here. Beautiful, beautiful country. Beautiful everything. I mean, the ocean isn't close by, but, we got nice mountains and nice hikes and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a good state. It's a great state, actually. Probably one of the best states and probably one of the best places to live on planet Earth. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's me. I was born and raised in Idaho. I'm not sure if a lot of people come out of Idaho. I mean, I know a lot of recently a lot of people have been coming out of Idaho and getting famous and stuff. Fuck, I forgot his name, but the guy from Breaking Bad, that guy I think is from Idaho. Jesse. Yeah, Jesse. Fuck, man, I forgot his name, but he is cool. He's goated. I believe he's from Idaho, and there's a few other people, but I just can't remember at the top of my head. So I guess I'll just state the reasons for the podcast. There's a couple of reasons. Reason number one, I really want to get my name and my voice out there in the public, in the eye of the public. I think it's important to talk about things, maybe controversial things, maybe interests, but I think it's important to talk about things, talk about ideas, just talk about your thoughts and stuff like that. And I think feedback is really important. So getting feedback from friends, family, random people I literally don't know, I don't know. But I think feedback is important, and I think arguing and getting challenged on your thoughts and ideas is important. And I think that is what is missing in society now is people trying to have a conversation, and it kind of leads into politics, and then people get crazy and no one can really have a nice conversation. And I mean, I'm not really too sure. I don't really talk to a lot of people. I prefer not to have a confrontation with randoms, if you will. No offense, but yeah, I don't know. I see a lot of clips and stuff like that, and it's weird right now. I mean, social media and news, it's so strange. I mean, they really do curate things, and call me a fucking conspiracy theorist, but it's kind of been proven at this point that news outlets and social media outlets like to curate things and kind of show you what they want you to think. And I hope and I pray that this podcast will get big enough. And um, what I'm here to do, at least news cycle wise, is give an objective. We'll say the story, like, give an objective thought, I guess, if you will, and then give my subjective opinion about it. I think people like to misconstrue objective and subjective, but it just consists of the truth, I guess. I mean, I don't even really fucking know the full meaning of objective and subjective. I just kind of know the understanding of it. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of talking fast here. Like I said before, I am tired and exhausted, and I really want to get a 20-30 minute clip or 20-30 minute audio out there and, just get it started. I mean, of course, the first episode's going to be bad, so I'm just fucking full sending this shit. So cool. Cool beans. Another reason, I guess, another reason why I started the podcast and I want to, keep it going is because my dream and my goal in life is to become a top flight comic. I'm trying to become a professional comedian. Um, I've kind of always been the funniest guy in the room, and I think I could really do it. I believe I could become one of the greats, one of the greatest, but that is inflated ego talking. And obviously, I have no fucking clue how or why I'll make it, but I haven't even gone to an open mic yet. I believe I can tell jokes. I think I'll be great at telling jokes. And whether or not that happens is up to fate. So, excuse me while I yawn. Yeah, I want to become a comic, and I love Idaho. I love this place. It's where I was born. It's where I've grown up. However, I am planning on moving out to Texas. There's a lot of reasons why I want to move to Texas. Two reasons: the comedy scene out in Austin and all these other cities are popping. So I can go out and dilly dally, if you will. And Texas is cool. Texas is like a separate country, and I don't know, a lot of cool things about Texas. One cool thing about Texas is the housing market. It is freaking amazing. You can go over there and purchase a house for a fair price, and it is fair to say that the housing market right now is just absolutely insane. I mean, it's brutal. You have to have at least two or three roommates to even afford a house. And even if you afford the house, it sucks. You're living with three other dudes or three other girls or whatever. So it's like you'd never really have your full privacy, and it's frustrating to say the least. Our generation, Gen Z, or yeah, Gen Z, I believe, our generation was born into a recession, and we've known about economic. I mean, the market's crashed probably like three times since I've been born, so it's like the economy has always been terrible. Um, it really is a bummer, that people can't afford housing and stuff like that. I mean, it's you need shelter. It's whatever, it's a necessity, you need shelter to live and to thrive. And it's really frustrating that people in America are homeless, and families in America are homeless, and people have nowhere to go and nowhere to stay. And I mean, I'm sure we've all been there when you get kicked out of the house or whatever. The fact of the matter is that it is a sad, sad reality that the housing market is just absolutely insane right now. Uh, and I'm kind of just riffing and just going off on random fucking tangents, but yeah, Texas. I want to move to Texas, hopefully here in a few months. And I want to grow the pod. I really do want to try and make a living with it. I'm just gonna put out episodes and try to stay consistent. I think that's important. And then once I, actually get a fan base, start getting sponsors, and I don't have to work a 9 to 5 anymore. Gonna get a woohoo for that. Oh yeah, I will be mainly doing monologues and just like I said before, talking about stories, news and interests, stuff like that. But I also will have some special guests on. Of course, the quality isn't going to be top tier, and I apologize for that, but be on a budget. But yeah, so guests in the future, it'll be fun. Another thing, I want to shout out my boy Big Dreamy. I will link his Instagram somewhere. Um, he helped out big time with this podcast. And he has a lot of faith in me, and he's been pushing me a lot to get this pod out to y'all. So I just want to shout out him. He will be a upcoming guest, so you all will get to know him soon. I believe he is planning on moving to Texas as well. So, Idaho boy is about to come take over. Y'all in Texas better watch out. So, yeah. Another thing we'll talk about on the pod is, politics. I know people hate politics and they hate this and they hate that, but, I think politics are fascinating. I've always kind of been interested in them, but I think even more so recently with all the crazy shit that's happening. Um, Now, we don't have to get into the politics right now, but, if you guys like politics, if you guys don't like politics, if you don't give a fuck, I think it's important to talk about things, and politics are important in this country. And if you don't know, you should know. You should be caught up with at least, the few candidates. And listen, guys, I'm 20 years old. I don't know shit. I am naive. I literally don't know shit. I'm just here ex- expressing my opinion. That's basically what I'm here to do. And I'm not in college. I don't really know a lot. Politics. I think they're important. And if you don't like them, then, well, sorry, but would you rather have a dictator or the contrary? So I personally like a democracy. I do not like being would not like being ran by a king or some psychopath. So yeah, that's why we have democracy in America. And it's debatable whether or not a lot of the elections have been fraud or not. Personally, I don't think they have been. I mean, it's not like Venezuela, it's not like that banana republic shit, so it's fine. I don't know, especially with elections coming up, I think it will be important to talk about politics and politicians and certain policies and certain things like that. I think, that kind of thing is super important. And fascinating at the same time. So that's cool. Let's see. Other topics to get into, things like that. I was kind of prepared for this episode. I mean, I'm almost 20 minutes in, so that's surprising to me that we made it this far. So let's see. I guess we could talk about taxes. Let's talk about taxes. Taxes. So I am in the middle class. I am a working citizen in the society. I work over at Simplot, JR Simplot. Big potato producer and provider. They provide all the fast food chains their French fries and things like that. So Simplot, great place. I don't have any complaints except for the long hours and stuff like that. But I get paid well, so I can't complain. However, I am furious with the federal government, or this administration or whatever, because I just got my check today. Actually, it's Friday, so I checked earlier this morning. I went to go check my check, and well, they took 25% of my check. Federal taxes and state taxes, so it wasn't all federal, but taxes. That's the main focus, the main whatever. And I personally, I think it's stupid. Why is a quarter of my check getting taken away and I don't really see any change happening? Maybe if they told me what was going into the what was my money going into, or an explanation of where this money is going. I'd love an explanation of where this money is going, but I don't, and I feel like it's theft. I feel like I'm getting taken from. It's stupid. Um, I've been saying this recently, and it's so true. Um, our forefathers, George Washington and all those guys, they left Britain because they were getting unfairly taxed. And right now, I think the middle class is getting super taxed. Like, for what? I have no idea. And another problem is that the millionaires and the billionaires and those people with absurd amount of money, they don't get taxed barely at all. Like, what, I don't even know the number. It's like 0.01 or something crazy like that. Meanwhile, a quarter of my check is getting taken away. Like, I don't understand the logic behind it. Obviously, there needs to be some kind of tax reform, and the IRS needs to get up the middle class's ass and start getting up in millionaires' ass. Because I mean, come on, guys. If you're a billionaire, you can't fork over a couple million. Uh, you know, you know, it's just frustrating when you find out like and let me just get this straightforward. Let me just put this out there. I'm not like criticizing billionaires and millionaires. Those guys do work hard. I mean, insane hours. They're psychotic. Let's be honest. A lot of those guys are crazy people, crazy folks who like to work 20 hours a day and sleep for two. So it's like, it's whatever. Now I'm kind of getting a little frustrated, but that's the fun, right? That's the fun of the podcast. I think it's stupid that the middle class is being like super taxed. I mean, 10% I feel like is fair, but 25, I mean, come on, guys. What is this? What's going on here? 25% of my check is literally just going away. And they like to frame it like they're going to give it back to you later in April or February or whatever, but I doubt they give you the whole tax return. I mean, I don't know, guys. Like I said before, I'm 20. I don't really know a lot about that kind of shenanigans, but I think it's not fair. It's not fair that I have to work 12 hours a day and, break my back and just, it sucks. It's I don't know how to change it. I really don't know. Like I said before, politics and politicians, it's important to listen to their policies, and you want to vote the right guy in. That's all I'm trying to say. So I think, um, you know, I don't know. And I also want to get this out there, guys. I'm a centrist. I grew up left, Democrats, but I think I've been red pilled. The Democratic Party is kind of wild right now. It's just crazy. And I don't know what's happening to the Democratic Party. Like I said before, I grew up Democratic. You know, Obama's great, whatever. Almost voted for Biden in 2020. But I just turned 18, so it's like I didn't want to vote really that bad. Um, but yeah, so I think I guess an alt-right kind of guy, but I agree with a lot of things from the left as well. So honestly, all this bipartisan stuff, it's annoying. It's so annoying, and it's dumb that um no one can have a real conversation, or at least that's kind of how it seems like. Someone from the right or someone who represents the Republicans can't have a solid conversation with someone who represents the Democrats, and it really is tearing this country apart, like quite literally. I think more people are starting to wake up, no pun intended, wake up and realize the kind of craziness that's happening right now in the country. And we want change. We want change. I believe the American people need change. And, you know, I think the majority of America kind of, have a nice understanding of what's going on. And at least I hope, and I know people work a lot and stuff like that, so it's hard to kind of keep up. But that's why the new way of having news is podcasts. And when I work, I listen to podcasts, and I listen to what are they called? Like the politicians, the candidates. I listen to some podcasts with candidates, and of course, a lot of people are biased. I mean, you always have to make sure, you have to realize that there's going to be bias. in most cases there's bias. So, just listen to podcasts and interviews with a grain of salt. Not everything is true. Not everything is, whatever. Fake news. So it's just like you gotta kind of just take everything with a grain of salt. But wow, guys, we're at 24 minutes. That is incredible. I'm having a lot of fun right now. And if you've made it this far, like I said before, I appreciate you for taking your time out to listen. Yeah, I put away my notebook because I kind of just got through all the notes and stuff, and now I'm just going off cuff, going off whatever. So yeah, I think I will just go a half hour. Um, that way it's a solid 30 minutes and won't eat up too much people's time. But let's see. Yeah, so Texas, it's gonna be great. I'm planning on moving in around April, May, and if things work out, that'll be awesome. But I think Texas is the move. Texas is great. What I've heard, everything I've heard is that's awesome. I mean, of course, there's gonna be crime. I mean, it's on the southern border, and the southern border is literally insane right now. So of course there's gonna be crime, but there's crime everywhere. You can't live life in fear, guys. That's my biggest takeaway in this episode. You can't live life in fear. You gotta live life the fullest. And if you don't, then you'll regret it later. And that's kind of true in a lot of ways. And let me tell you guys something. My mom, she grew up in New Plymouth, Idaho, a little small town in Idaho. And she hasn't really moved anywhere else other than Idaho. She stayed home. She stayed in Idaho, and you know, I, I envy that. But at the same time, I mean, I gotta spread my wings. I gotta go to Texas. I gotta go here. I gotta go there. I want to see places. This world is huge, and me thinking about my mom staying in one place for her whole life, it's just crazy to me. But I love my mom and I love my dad. It is what it is. I don't blame her. She had me really young, so I don't blame her. She's lived a hard life, I'm sure. So she's awesome. She's cool. Um, God, I had something else I was gonna bring up, but I totally freaking forgot about it. Oh, November. All right, guys. I just want to say, big UFC fan. Love it. Um, I'm 20, but I turn 21 in November, the first, so the day after Halloween. And I am planning a trip to New York, New York, New York, New York City, the Big Apple. I am super excited for that. I literally cannot wait to go to New York. I've been dreaming of going to New York my whole life. I've heard it is kind of a shit show right now, but it's New York. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the greatest places on earth. So, gonna eat lots of food. I'm going to UFC. Gonna go see John Jones. Alex Pereira. I'm a above average casual UFC fan, so I know a little bit, but the light heavyweight and the heavyweight titles are on the line, so yeah, boy, had to pull up, especially because there's been rumors. This is John Jones' last fight, so I want to be there. I've been watching John Jones forever. I don't even remember the last when I started watching him. I was probably in like the fifth grade when I started watching John Jones. Just absolutely dominate his division, the light heavyweight division. So huge fan of John Jones, and of course he's the baddest man on the planet. So got to see him, got to see everyone else who's fighting on that card. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. And we are reaching the 28.5 minute mark. So just gonna wrap it up here, guys. Like I said before, I appreciate you guys for listening, for taking that half hour out of your day to tune in. This is just the beginning, guys. This is just the first episode, so I hope the quality goes up as time goes by, and of course it's going to. I'm gonna dedicate a lot of money and time into this thing as I start, having kind of a routine, if you will, if you know. And I think I did pretty well for my first podcast. kind of talk fast sometimes, and I gotta like slow it down. But I'm so excited to see and hear feedback from everyone from far away, from close by, you know, locally. I'm excited. And overall, I think this was a success. And this was my second take. I had a first take. It was only 10 minutes long, but I think this went really well. So believe this one will be the one going up. I am posting on most platforms, you know, Spotify, Apple Music, all those fun places. And I'm gonna shout out my Instagram real quick. If you can go follow that. Give me 1 second here. I'm pulling it up. The Instagram is the WTF.pod. Go follow that up. Go follow. Um, let's get to 100 followers, guys. Like, I'm already at around 17. I haven't even posted an episode yet, so I appreciate everyone who's followed. Like I said before, go follow that account. It is at the WTF.pod. Followed it up. There is a link tree link on in the bio, so just, you know, go follow the account. I'll start posting and start staying active and stuff. So anyways, guys, it's, you know, it's 9:40. I am tired. I have been up for over, let's see, I woke up at around 4 p.m. So it's been almost 19 hours. So I gotta catch some sleep, guys. But stay tuned, y'all. It's just the beginning. The quality will get better and better. So yeah. I hope everyone has a gorgeous day and or a gorgeous night wherever you're at. Stay safe out there, guys. What the fuck is going on?